A significant amount of Americans struggle to pay their bills on time. But what I have found is with the right system, the right organization, and the right routine, you can pay your bills on time monthly and refrain from having late fees and being stressed out and receiving those phone calls that we all know that we ignore. And what I am going to share is what I've done to ensure that I am paying my bills on time, even in a laid off state. Let's get into it. Hey besties, I am super excited about something that I told you guys that I was working on. I'm working on a couple different things, but the first thing that's going to be dropping today is the new BFF community. This is an exclusive community where I am so excited. If you feel like you need some support with your finances, with people who just get it, then this is the community for you. There's going to be jam-packed goodies. Let me tell you what you're going to get. You're going to be getting accountability pods. So if you're looking to stay motivated to help you meet your goals, this is the place for you. We're going to have exclusive lives. We're going to have real-time coaching. We're also going to have experts from other areas talking about things like credit and debt payoffs, and all of that is going to be in the community. We're going to have free resources. We're also going to have Q&A. If you want to ask me a question, you can ask me a question in this community, and I'll be able to answer you in real time. We're also going to be having just a host of different things. We're going to be having giveaways. We're going to have BFF of the month. There's going to be a lot of engagement. Did I say free resources? If I haven't said that, let me say it again. Free resources in the community. We're also going to be having giveaways, challenges, monthly challenges. It's just going to be jam-packed. So I'm going to be leaving the link down below. If you are interested in it, I am running a limited time offer only for this week, $17.99. And the price is going to go up, or the exclusive offer will go up after 1 week. But let me tell you, I am so excited about this community that I have put my heart and my love and my thoughts, because I want this to be a place where we are able to come together and learn. I want this to be a place where we are able to come together and meet our financial goals, where we're able to just get everything that we need. And it's a place where we can be vulnerable and we can be ourselves, and we can talk about money, and we can talk about how to teach our kids about money, and we can talk about how to help our parents with their money once they get older. I mean, this is just going to be a community full of value. And I encourage you to be a part. So if you are interested, the link will be down below. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you as well. But this is something that has been on my heart, and I believe that it is a gift from God. And so I want to share this with the world. And so please, please, please dive in and let's get this community going. So now let's get into the video. So how do I pay my bills on time in 2025? So I have a list of 6 things that I currently do and have done in the past where I haven't had a late bill in a couple of years. And then even before that, I've had a good relationship where I stopped paying my bills late. I haven't had a late fee, and it's really just been peaceful and not having the stress of getting those 1-800 calls saying, hey, just want to let you know that your bill is late, getting those text messages, those emails. That can really add on stress to the already financial issues or problems that we're pretty much having. So let's talk about what I did and what you could possibly do. Even if you don't have the money to pay for the bill, there are some things that you can do and shift around so that you can make that bill on time. So the first thing that I did is I'm always start with, it is a mind thing. I had to get my mind right. I had to get tired of paying my bills late, because let's be honest, When you are okay or you just haven't gotten tired of paying your bills late, let me tell you what we do. We come up with creative ways on how we can make our bills or how we can pay our bills late. I'm going to give you an example. So if, let's just say you have a mortgage or rent or whatever it is, and you know that if you have 15 days to make that payment before you have a late fee, ladies and gentlemen, you are late after the 1st. You are not late after the 15th, which is when you will incur a late fee. But we'll do everything that we can to stretch out that bill until the 14th so that we do not incur a late fee. We come up with creative ways on how we can pay our bills late. And I got to a point where I was tired of that. I just wanted to pay my bills and I wanted to pay them on time. So the first thing that I had to do was I had to make a decision that I am a bill payer on time person. I pay my bills on time. I have integrity to do what I said that I was going to do, which was pay my bills on the 1st or the 5th or whatever the due date, and pay it on time. So first and foremost, I had to get my mind right. The second thing that I did was created a budget. Having a budget and knowing, 1, when you get paid, and 2, when the bill is due is very important. That way you can strategize on which paycheck is going to pay for that bill. Also, because I am a paycheck to paycheck budgeter, I do budget my paychecks, and I believe at that point is when I started to make my payments on time, because I knew which bills to put on what budget. So doing a monthly spread where you have your due dates listed, and then you also have your the bills that you have due listed, and then you complete that budget, and that stopped me from paying my bills, or that helped me to pay my bills on time. And I do want to add, after or while you complete your budget, if you add all of your bills first in the budget, then that will ensure that you have enough money to pay for your bills. That is before food, transportation. That's also before any savings or anything like that. The way that I do it, and you guys can see on all of my budgeting videos, is I have my income at the top, and directly under that, which is subtracted from my income, is my bills, to make sure that I have enough money to pay my bills. Once I do that, number 3, I have set aside a day where I pay my bills, and usually the best day for me is on payday. I pay all of my bills that's not on auto pay. I pay them all on that day, whether they're due on that day, whether they're due a week from then or even 2 weeks from then. I pay all of my bills on that day. I also want to note, now that I am unemployed, and you probably do know, that any bill that I receive, even though it's not in the budget, I pay that bill right away, and then I add it to the budget. That way it ensures that all of my bills are paid on time as well. Because of the state with my income being a little bit inconsistent, I don't wait until closer to the due date to make those payments, because you never know what might happen. And the last thing that I want is stress of having late bills. So I hope that that made sense. If it didn't, leave it down in the comments and I will explain. The fourth thing that I have done before in the past is moved my due date. Sometimes, like for example, myself, a lot of my bills are due in the first part of the month. So I may not have enough money if I've only gotten one paycheck to pay all of my bills. So a lot of these companies will allow you to call them and change the due date to a date that's better for you so that you can make that bill payment on time. So if you are at a state where you're not like a month ahead on your bills, or you don't have a good amount in your bill account to where you can pay everything, then what I would suggest that you do while you are saving for a month ahead and while you are getting your bill account beefed up enough, I want you to call. What I did was I called some of my companies and I just changed the bill date. I believe the majority of your bills will allow you to just change the date, because these companies, they do want their money and they don't necessarily want you to pay late. Yes, they benefit when they get that late fee, but they generally want you to be able to pay your bills on time, and they will work with you. The next thing that I do and have done, which I find to be literally the game changer, is having a bills account that you only have your bills coming out of. Don't mix that money with any other expenses, any other spending. Just have a bills account where you have that money tucked away and you're not going in the account, taking anything out of the account to where you may accidentally spend that money. And when the bill comes up, you won't have enough to pay your bills. It's also best if you do that because it's clear. You can see how much money you have, and it's easier for you to keep track of your bill money, and you can be assured and have confidence that you have enough money to pay your bills. So if you can, what I have done that worked best for me is having a separate bills account where I do nothing in that account but pay bills. I do have the majority of my money going into this account. So once I complete my budget, any money that needs to be spent on expenses or anything like that is taken out of the bills account, and that is then put in an expense account. And in that expense account, which these are just regular checking accounts, that's where I would be like getting gas or getting food or anything like that, because then at that point it's also easy for me to see how much money I have to work with when we're talking about variable expenses. So once again, if you need videos on how to see how I do this, you can check those videos out. But also, we're going to be having a live workshop in the BFF community, so make sure that you guys join, because that's where we're gonna really be able to break these things down, and I'll be able to answer questions as it pertains to your personal situation and things like that. So make sure you guys join the community. What does this mean? Did I clock that? Anyway. And the last thing that I have done, which I absolutely love, but I have not always been a lover of this. And let me tell you, I didn't get comfortable with this until I did everything else that I just talked about. And that is putting my bills on auto pay. Now I 100% love auto pay. If I could put everything on auto pay, I would. I think the only thing that I don't put on auto pay is my utility bills. And I know I don't put my utility bills on there because it's a variable bill. So because I don't know how much the bill is going to be, I don't want to put it on auto pay, which is crazy to say. I haven't gotten that comfortable yet, but I still make those bills on time. But anyway, as many bills as you are comfortable with, I would suggest that you put them on auto pay. That is what I do. I'm in love with auto pay. I have everything except my utility bills on auto pay. And the reason why I don't do my utility bills, sometimes you just don't know what that meter is going to say. You know what I'm saying? So I might even need to pull money from another account in order to pay the bill, which that really hasn't happened. But I've heard horror stories, especially with the water bill. Like sometimes your water bill will come through. I think my brother, he was like, I got the bill and it was $900. I didn't know I had a leak in the back. And I'm like, oh my God. So I would want to make sure that even if you need to call and get the bill adjusted or whatever. So just a little short story of kind of why I'm not so comfortable. And I think it's because the bill is variable. But if it was fixed, oh, that bill's going on auto pay all day. I'm not really afraid of them double charging my account because it doesn't normally happen. And if it does, they'll just reverse the charge because it was their error. But I think auto pay is amazing. I think it's great, but it definitely takes a level of confidence in your finances in order for you to put your bills on auto pay. But it's the best thing going. There's also some companies who will give you a discount if you put your bills on auto pay. So that's also something to note. So maybe you can call your companies and say like, hey, do you have a discount, or, but there's always a benefit of putting your bills on auto pay. So with those 6 things that I have done, I haven't paid a late bill and I can't tell you how long. So if I ever get a call from a 1-800 number, I know it's not from any of my bills. I know it's like it's probably like a what do they call those calls? Scam likely. It's probably scam likely or something. But definitely, or I'm confident to answer the phone because I know none of my bills are late. So what is this, So definitely, if you have any questions, leave them down below. But those are the 6 things that I have done to not pay my bills late in 2025, even in a state of being unemployed in this season. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And don't forget, you guys, the BFF community is now open. Click the link down below to get exclusive access, and I will meet you in the community. But I will also be more than happy to have conversations down in the comment section. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Go be great, besties. Peace out.
You special and she reckless. Remember, you're my bestest friend. Yeah, she my bestie. My love for you is endless. Nobody else can end it. And when I get the money back, then baby girl, you can spend it. And everything